Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of English with Aiza and Ali. I'm Aiza, and as always, I'm here with my co host Ali. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, Aiza. You know what? I'm actually really excited about today's topic because it's something I think we all need to hear. We're going to talk about fun. Yes, F-U-N, fun. Specifically, why having fun isn't just nice to have, but it's actually essential for our health and happiness. And the best part? We'll learn some fantastic English expressions along the way.
Absolutely. And I have to say, when I first started thinking about this topic, I realized something kind of sad. When was the last time I really truly had fun? Like belly laugh until your stomach hurts kind of fun. It's been a while. I think many of us get so caught up in work, responsibilities, and just trying to get through the day that we forget to actually enjoy ourselves. We become what I'd call emotionally on airplane mode. Physically present but mentally checked out. That's a great expression, by the way. When someone is on airplane mode, it means they're disconnected, not really engaged with what's happening around them.
Oh, that's such a perfect way to describe it. And you're right, I've noticed this too. I was at a cafe last weekend and I looked around, couples eating in silence, friends scrolling through their phones instead of talking to each other. Everyone seemed tired and polite, but nobody seemed genuinely happy or energized. It's like we've all forgotten how to let loose and be silly. We've traded personality for polish. And honestly, it's exhausting. When I say let loose, I mean to relax and stop worrying about being perfect or proper. It's about allowing yourself to be free and spontaneous.
That reminds me of this interesting post I read recently. It said something like, people are not fun anymore, not in that wild, chaotic, laugh till your stomach hurts kind of fun. And that really struck me because it's true. We're all so worried about being perceived the right way, about not being too loud, too weird, too much. But here's the thing, and this is actually backed by research. Those small moments of joy and silliness aren't just nice extras in life, they're necessities. There's a psychiatrist named Dr. Judith Joseph who's done landmark research on this, and she found that these little moments of fun and laughter are essential for our mental health. Without them, we can actually experience burnout, numbness, and increased sadness. Isn't that fascinating? The word landmark here means groundbreaking or very important. It's research that changed how we think about something.
Wow. So fun is literally medicine. That makes so much sense when you think about it. When you're laughing and being playful, you can't really be stressed at the same time, can you? But okay, here's the big question. How do we bring fun back into our lives, especially when we're already exhausted and overwhelmed? I mean, fun can seem like a lot of work when you're tired. You might think, I have to wake up at 5 a.m., get the kids ready, go to work, make dinner, and then crash into bed. Where's the time for fun?
Great question. And the answer is actually simpler than you think it is. It's not about planning these huge, elaborate events or going on expensive vacations. It's about small changes, what we could call micro moments of joy. Let me share the first way to bring more fun into your life. And it's something you can do right now, today. It's called wear the pink glasses. Now, I don't mean you literally need to go buy pink glasses, although that would be fun. What this means is making one small, fun change to your routine. It could be putting on colorful socks that nobody sees, but you know are there. It could be playing your favorite song while doing the dishes. It could be wearing a fun accessory that makes you smile. The point is, it doesn't have to be a big production. Fun can be tiny.
I love that. It's like adding a little spark to the ordinary things you're already doing. Yesterday I was doing laundry, probably one of the most boring tasks ever, and I decided to put on some 70s disco music. Suddenly, I'm doing this little dance while folding clothes, and what normally feels like a chore actually became kind of enjoyable. That's what Wear the Pink Glasses is all about. It's about injecting playfulness into everyday life. And listeners, let me break down that word inject for you. It means to add something in, to introduce something new into a situation. So we're injecting or adding playfulness into our normal routines.
Perfect example. And that brings us to the third way to have more fun, which might surprise you. Just say yes to fun. How many times do we turn down invitations or opportunities because we're tired, or we think it'll be awkward, or we're worried we not be good at something? We shut ourselves down before we even try. Someone invites you to try a dance class, and you immediately think, oh no, I can't dance. I look stupid. A friend suggests going to a comedy show, and you think, it's too late. I have work tomorrow. But here's the thing. Often the most memorable, fun experiences are the ones we almost didn't do. We need to start saying yes more often, even when we're a little nervous or uncertain.
Absolutely. And I want to share a phrase that can help with this. It's called do it for the plot. This is such a fun modern expression. Imagine your life as a movie or a book, and you're the main character. The main character would totally say yes to that weird karaoke night or that spontaneous road trip, right? Because that's what makes the story interesting. So when you're hesitating about something, just think, I'm doing this for the plot. I'm doing this for the story I'll tell later. Even if the experience itself isn't amazing, the story will be. Maybe that speed dating event was filled with awkward moments, but laughing about it with your friends afterwards, that's the fun part. The story is the fun.
I'm going to use that. Do it for the plot. I love it. Okay, so we've talked about wearing the pink glasses and saying yes to fun. Now let's talk about the third way, which might surprise you. Be bad at it. Yes, you heard that right. Be terrible. Be awful. Be absolutely horrible at something and have fun doing it anyway. You see, we've become so obsessed with being good at everything, with perfecting our image for social media, that we've forgotten how liberating it is to just try something and not care about the outcome. Think about it. Who's having more fun? The person at the tennis court who's destroying everyone and taking it super seriously, or the person who just started, is hitting balls into the net and is laughing at themselves?
Oh man, being bad at something is so fun. I remember I went to a golf tournament recently and I'm terrible at golf. I mean, truly awful. They didn't count a single shot I took for the entire 9 holes. But you know what? I had the time of my life because there was no pressure. I wasn't trying to impress anyone or win anything. I was just there swinging wildly, laughing when the ball went completely the wrong direction. And here's something important for our English learners. When we say someone is bad at something, it means they don't have skill in that area. And when something is liberating, it means it makes you feel free, like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Being bad at golf was liberating because I had zero expectations.
And honestly, when you're willing to be bad at something, you give other people permission to try and be bad too. You're showing them it's okay to not be perfect. We're so terrified of failure these days, so afraid of ending up on some embarrassing video online or looking stupid in front of others. But that fear is exactly what's holding us back from having fun. Let me tell you about another way to bring more fun into your life, and this one requires you to step up. It's called Be the Driver of the Fun Thus. Instead of sitting around waiting for someone else to organize the party, start the game, or crack the joke, you do it. Take responsibility for creating fun, both for yourself and for others.
Oh, this is a big one. We're all guilty of this, right? We're waiting for the fun friend to show up and get things started. We're waiting for someone else to be the first one on the dance floor. But why wait? Why not be that person yourself? I'll give you a perfect example. Have you ever been at a wedding where everyone is just sitting at their tables, staring at the empty dance floor? Nobody wants to be first. But then one brave person gets up, and suddenly others follow, and before you know it, everyone's dancing and having a great time. All it took was one person to break the seal. That's an expression that means to be the first one to do something, to break through that initial awkwardness or hesitation.
Exactly. And you can apply this to so many situations. Be the first one to suggest a walking group at lunch instead of eating at your desk. Bring games to the family gathering. Start the sing-along. Tell the funny story in the meeting instead of just sharing dry facts. Now, I know some of you listening might be thinking, but I'm not naturally outgoing like that. I'm more introverted. I can't imagine being the first on the dance floor. And that's totally okay. Here's a little trick that can help. Assign yourself a role. Just for today, pretend you're an actor, and your role is driver of the fun bus. Your job is to bring the energy, the laughter, the playfulness. When you think of it as playing a character or fulfilling a role, it becomes easier because you're not overthinking it as being you. You're just doing your job for the day.
That's such smart advice, Aiza. And you know what's interesting? When you start playing that role, pretty soon it doesn't feel like pretending anymore. It becomes natural. You become that fun friend, that person people look forward to seeing because they know you'll bring good energy. But here's the thing that stops most people from doing all of this. And this brings us to the fifth point. We need to talk about judgment. So many people don't wear the crazy costume, don't get on the dance floor first, don't sing karaoke, don't try new things because they're terrified of being judged. They're worried people will think they're cringy, weird, too much, embarrassing. And my response to that is simple. Let them. Just let them judge you.
Yes, let them. This is so important. Your fear of being judged is the single reason you're not having more fun in your life. But think about it. If someone is judging you negatively because you're having fun, being playful, and enjoying yourself, what does that say about them? It says they're probably miserable. Happy people don't judge others for having fun. Uptight people judge. Grumpy people judge. But fun, joyful people, they want to join in. So when I say let them, I mean let them be miserable while you're out here living your best life. Let them think you're weird while you're laughing and dancing. Let them be annoyed by your colorful outfit while you feel amazing in it. The expression let them is about releasing yourself from the burden of other people's opinions. It's about saying, you know what? I don't care. Let them think whatever they want.
This is so powerful, Aiza. And I want our listeners to really understand this phrase, cringe or cringy, because it comes up a lot in modern English. When something is cringy, it means it's awkward or embarrassing, and it makes you feel uncomfortable just watching it. But here's the truth. Most things we think are cringy are actually just people being themselves, being authentic, having fun. And we've got to stop letting the fear of being cringy control our lives. Who do you respect more? The person dancing wildly with their own unique style, clearly having a blast, or the person sitting in the corner with their arms crossed, scrolling through their phone while everyone else is having fun? When you really think about it, the choice is obvious.
Absolutely. And that brings me to the final point, which is something we really need to address. People need to stop saying they're too old for fun. I hear this all the time. I'm too old to dress up. I'm too old to go dancing. I'm too old to learn something new. But let me ask you something. When exactly did you become too old? At what age does fun expire? The truth is, there's no age limit on joy, on playfulness, on trying new things. You know why we remember having so much fun as kids? Because kids do genuinely fun things. They play, they dress up, they sing loudly. They don't care what they look like. But then we grow up and decide we need to be serious all the time. Our houses turn beige and boring. Our clothes get grayer and more neutral. We stop doing anything spontaneous or silly.
Oh my goodness, yes. I love this example from the transcript. There was a woman who turned 30 and wanted to celebrate by doing a backflip. So she rented a gymnastics gym, hired coaches, and spent the evening with her 30-year-old friends trying to do backflips. How fun is that? Some people succeeded, some face-planted spectacularly, but everyone had an absolute blast. And here's the best part. When they were leaving, a line of 5-year-olds dressed as mermaids and princesses were arriving for their party. The gym staff had never hosted an adult birthday party before. The waiver forms actually said child's name on them. But you know what? Who cares? They had fun, they created amazing memories, and they proved that you're never too old to jump on a trampoline or try something playful.
That story makes me so happy. And listeners, let me teach you a great word here, which is spectacular. When something happens spectacularly, it means it happens in a dramatic, impressive, or remarkable way, often when something goes wrong. So face planted spectacularly means they fell on their faces in a really dramatic, funny way. It's a wonderful word to add to your vocabulary. But back to our point, you're never too old to have fun. You're not too tired, you're not too busy, things aren't too serious. You're never going to be younger than you are right now. So why not start having more fun today?
Right, and let me just quickly summarize the 6 ways we've discussed to bring more fun back into your life. First, wear the pink glasses. Make one small fun change to your day. It could be playing music while you cook, wearing colorful accessories, or decorating your space with something that makes you smile. Second, say yes to fun. Stop automatically saying no to invitations or new experiences. Remember, do it for the plot. Even if it's awkward, you'll have a great story. Third, be bad at it. Try new things without worrying about being perfect. Being terrible at something is actually really fun because there's no pressure. Fourth, be the driver of the fun bus. Don't wait for others to create fun. You take the initiative and bring the energy yourself.
And fifth, let them judge you. Stop caring so much about what other people think. If someone is judging you for having fun, that's their problem, not yours. Let uptight people be uptight while you're out here enjoying life. And finally, sixth, stop saying you're too old, too tired, too whatever. Age is not an excuse to stop having fun. In fact, we need fun more as adults because we have more stress and responsibilities. Now, let me teach you all a few more useful expressions before we wrap up. When someone lets loose, they relax and stop being so controlled or restrained. When you take something seriously, you treat it as important and approach it with gravity. But sometimes we need to remember that, as the kids say, it's not that deep, meaning it's not that serious or important, so don't overthink it.
These are great expressions. And here's one more I want to share. Belly laugh. This is when you laugh so hard that your stomach hurts, that deep, genuine laughter that comes from pure joy. That's what we're all missing, those belly laughs, those moments where you're laughing so hard you can barely breathe. When's the last time you had one of those? For many of us, it's been way too long. But the good news is we can change that starting today by making small shifts, by saying yes more often, by not taking ourselves so seriously, by being willing to look silly. We can bring that laughter back.
You know what I love about this whole topic? It's not complicated. We're not talking about expensive therapy or major life changes or moving to a new country. We're talking about simple choices you can make every single day. Put on fun music. Wear something that makes you smile. Say yes to the invitation. Be the first on the dance floor. Try something you're bad at. Stop caring if people think you're weird. These are all free, they're all accessible, and they can all start making your life better immediately. And the research backs this up. Remember Dr. Judith Joseph's research we mentioned earlier? She found that these small daily moments of joy are essential for your health and resilience. They're not optional luxuries, they're necessities.
Absolutely. And I want to send the message to all our listeners out there, whether you're learning English as a second language or you're fluent but listening to improve. You deserve to have fun. Life is hard enough without making it harder by being so serious all the time. The world needs more people who are willing to be silly, to laugh at themselves, to dance badly, to try new things, to wear the crazy costume, to tell the dad jokes, to start the wave at the stadium. Be that person. The world is better when you bring your fun, authentic, playful self to it.
What a beautiful message to end on. So here's your homework, everyone. Before this day is over, I want you to make one small, fun change. Just one. Play a song you love while you're cleaning. Text a friend and suggest doing something spontaneous. Wear something colorful. Tell a silly joke. Whatever it is, just do one small thing that brings a little more lightness and joy into your day. And then notice how it makes you feel. Notice if it shifts your energy, even just a little, because those small shifts add up to big changes over time.
Perfect assignment. And listeners, I want you to practice using some of the expressions we learned today. Try using let them when you're worried about judgment. Practice saying do it for the plot when you're hesitating about trying something new. Use it's not that deep when you're overthinking something. These phrases will not only improve your English, but they'll actually help you live a more fun, free life.
That's exactly right. Learning English isn't just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about being able to express yourself fully, to connect with others, to share joy and laughter. And that's what we hope this podcast helps you do. We want you to feel confident using English in real, fun, authentic situations, not just in textbook exercises.
Well, I think that's a perfect place to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Remember, fun is not optional. It's essential for your health, your happiness, and yes, even for your English learning journey. When you're having fun, you learn better, you remember more, and you enjoy the process.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So go out there, wear those pink glasses, literally or figuratively, say yes to something fun, and remember that you're never too old, too busy, or too tired to bring more joy into your life. We believe in you, and we're cheering you on.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep laughing, and keep having fun.
See you in the next episode.